Well, hello everyone. This is Wilson Cole, and I am president of Adams, Ovens, and Ross. And over the last few weeks, I have recorded some new webinars, and one that a lot of folks attended, but some had to jump off. And so I kind of wanted to give everybody a recap of what I guess the main meat on the webinar is. It's kind of a high level review, and especially if you weren't able to attend or if you didn't get the invite, keep an eye out in the coming weeks for that invite because we are going to be redoing it. But it's how to use personal guarantees and UCC1s. And both of them are very different and they serve a similar purpose, but I kind of wanted to break out from a credit risk standpoint what the differences are in how you can utilize them. Number one, a PG, a personal guarantee. I recommend, especially, and I'm speaking specifically to our staffing clients or contracting clients that are extending out payroll. It's a little different for our recruiting clients, and we've got some webinars specifically for them. But this is just how to make sure that you increase your ability to get paid. So let's break down. In the webinar, we went into kind of deep context, but a personal guarantee is just what it sounds like. Is if I go to Wells Fargo, and in later years they don't require it, but for the first 20 years of our existence with Adams, Ovens, and Ross, if I went and got a line of credit from the bank, they'd say, hey, Wilson, your company looks great, all of that. So yeah, we'll give you XYZ in credit. And we're going to need a personal guarantee. And that personal guarantee basically said, hey, if the company doesn't pay the bill, then I'm on the hook. And so you need to do the same thing. And when you've had your credit application filled out, there's some safeguards. We're actually doing a webinar later into the quarter on where we're breaking out, the safeguards that you want to have in there. And one of them is having a personal guarantee. And what happens with a personal guarantee is, let's say that you extend out credit to a small manufacturer and they don't pay and then they close down or they sell. That's unfortunate, but you'd be able to go after the owners if you have a personal guarantee. What happens a lot of times is clients will call me and they'll say, hey, Wilson, I've got this client, they owe me $10,000, $100,000, whatever the case may be. But they've changed their name, which when they changed their name, they didn't change their name. They opened up a new corporation is what they did. Or they shut down, but I know where the owners are. I always say, okay, did you have a personal guarantee? And they go, no, I didn't have a personal guarantee. But he owns other businesses. Unfortunately, I hate to tell the client, but unfortunately, there's nothing that we would be able to do because you didn't do business with the individual. Corporations started existing in the 1600s for the specific reason to shield people from liability. There's other reasons for it, but the primary reason is to make sure that you're not personally on the hook. So if you go out and you extend credit to ABC Company and they close down 6 months later, you didn't deal with John Smith, owner of ABC Company. You dealt with ABC Company, and when they go out of business, that debt dies with it. So you want a personal guarantee. Another thing that we went over in detail was on a UCC1. And a UCC1 is Uniform Commercial Code, and it's basically where when you extend out credit, it's how you become a secured creditor. If you've ever filed for or if you've ever had a company file for bankruptcy, you wind up getting a list that looks like an old phone book of creditors 2 inches thick, and then maybe 1 or 2 sheets, maybe if that, or just on one page, they'll have secured creditors. Secured creditors are, if you look at it like a mortgage, whoever files a UCC1 first is first mortgage holder. Whoever signs gets a UCC1 signed the second go around, their second lien holder, and things on those lines. And all the way down to where if you were the fifth one, then you'd be in essence the fifth lien holder. And so first one in, first one out. What it does is it registers the debt almost like a mortgage. So if they go to sell the company, they'd actually have to pay you off before they sell it. If they file bankruptcy, at least you're on the short list of creditors. Now, it doesn't guarantee that you would get paid, but it moves you up to the front of the line. If a company has, $2 million in assets and they file bankruptcy and they owe $500,000 to creditors, you're going to probably get paid. If they have $2 million in assets and they owe $200 million to creditors, you're probably not going to get paid, especially if they owe $50 million in that example to secured creditors and you're the fourth or fifth one, and the guys above you are each owing $10 or $15 million. So you want to use UCC1s. There's some things that you can do, and this is where we tie into the safeguards video as well. But you can bury them in your fee agreement, you can bury them in your credit application, and things along those lines. So make sure, if you haven't seen the full video, that you keep an eye out on emails or on these social posts, because we are going to be running that again where we drill down in detail. But number one, use personal guarantees. Number two, use UCC ones. Both are much easier to utilize than you would think. Thank you. Hey guys, it's Wilson again, and this video was brought to you by Adams, Evans, and Ross. And if you like the video, please make sure that you click on the subscribe button and also like the video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those below as well. If you'd like to learn more about our company, please visit our website at staffingdebt.com. And also remember, if there's no collection, there's absolutely no cost at all.